I'm giving away a set of Borderless Contenders capsules. If you want to enter, subscribe, comment, and like the video.
Now that we see the first signs of a recovery for most of the market, including Paris stickers, I wanted to look back on application rates and how they have developed in the last months, with prices being relatively low compared to most of the sale. Previously, we have speculated that falling prices should increase general player base's demand for crafts. So let's see if we find increased applications for Paris stickers in the last weeks. We'll also try to figure out what the new numbers for sticker applications mean for our investments and how it can help us find better CS investing opportunities. Shout out to Crypto Fox and Dottie for providing the application numbers and the visualizations as well. To get everyone up to speed, let's look at the total applications for each capsules, ranked in order by most supplied. While looking at this data, I want you to keep in mind that there will be major differences between the different capsules in general, which is largely because of the supply that we derive from estimated capsule openings. The application data that we'll look at is of course based on Float's database, which I was made aware of can cause inaccuracies due to delays in registering crafts or its database acting up. So as usual, get your grain of salt ready. For challengers, we see overall lower application numbers compared to the other capsules, which is likely given the estimated supply that is way lower than contenders or legends unboxings. You will see what I'm talking about in a minute when we discuss the other capsules. Monty still can't seem to be keeping up with its peers and applications, even with their price not being outstandingly high. The Ninjas are actually leading the charge, with OG and Pain relatively close behind. After those, we see a significant drop in applications for the rest of the teams. What is important to look at though is the slope or the gradient differences between the datasets and the trend lines that tell us the pace at which sticker applications are happening. Pay attention to the timestamps as well, as there are a different amount of days passing between these data points that makes it look more extreme than it actually is, just like in the other visualizations. And these graphs are useful to have direct comparisons between the total amount of applied stickers. Please let me tell you about GamerPay for a few seconds. GamerPay is honestly quite the simple marketplace for CS items, with super good prices and one of the best fee structures out there. You are trading with real people who buy or sell items with no fee. You can customize your search to find the exact skin you like, even with the newest or oldest stickers, whatever floats your boat. Right now, you can get free €5 upon signing up with my link in the description when you buy something worth €50 or more via GamerPay's marketplace. So you can give it a try and even get a portion of your shopping spree for free. Special thanks to you and to GamerPay for providing me with this opportunity. Now, for almost every holo sticker, there has been a small uptick for applications from the 18th of September to the 29th of September. At that time, the Paris sale was being removed temporarily and CS2 was released, so there were a lot of eyes on the game itself and of course on Paris stickers as well. While possible delays in Float's database make daily data aggregations a little bit inaccurate, it's still a point I felt like mentioning. What's also interesting to point out is that older, more popular, and some say legendary organizations in CS like NIP, G2, Na'Vi, or FaZe saw the most sticker applications during those days. Going with averages per day, there you can still see a slight increase during this time period, even if considering the different amount of days between those data points. The Ninjas continue to do pretty well in applications since CS2's release, only in the last few weeks slowing down a bit and getting more even with the other stickers application pace wise. For Legends, Na'Vi is applied most by now, overtaking Fnatic in dominant fashion since the start of October. That's kinda interesting to me, as the applications really took off when their star player Simple decided to take a break. IEM Sydney couldn't be the reason, I believe, as they didn't perform amazingly, which could drive prices higher in the short term, or terribly, which could indicate future bad performances or no major attendings. Again, short-term application rate developments are hard to link to certain events. It's still interesting to me though. Prices for their holo did drop just like the entire market did. It seems that many crafters that were looking to apply that sticker were waiting on the sidelines for that very moment. Fnatic wasn't able to deliver strong numbers overall and will likely be overtaken by 9 or BNE in the future as well. Initial high applications could be linked to the Paris one being the first borderless Fnatic in quite a while, with a less common color scheme as well. Remember, application rates matter way more in the long term and should be monitored over a longer period. For contenders, face applications are really taking off compared to other stickers from its capsule, while mouse of course still seems to be too expensive to be applied. That's also interesting, as Furia has been hovering around the same prices for the last few weeks, but they were applied around 2.9k times, while mouse has only been applied 1.7k times. I think for the mouse holos, the investor demand is so high, it could be hard to make significant profits, especially if mouse attends Copenhagen. If not, the investor demand could actually increase even more and result in decent profits because of that. Remember that that's the sticker that is available the most in the entire collection, given contenders are very likely opened the most and mouse's application rate being on the lower end overall. I think the mouse holo is a very special case, given when you look at the facts or numbers we have, it really does look very bad. Historically, good long-term profits have most of the times been based on an improved demand versus supply situation or decreasing supply in general. Mouse's supply isn't actually decreasing at a rate that would be kind of acceptable for a sustainable investment case. If you put a portion of your Counter-Strike investment portfolio into mouse hollows, you need to be aware that you are trying to predict future investor demand and irrationality from investors more than considering any fundamental aspects really. I think at this point it's also interesting to see how many stickers were applied relatively to the supply, where it's looking pretty grim for Paris. We can also look at which pace Paris is currently being applied on average per month and figure out a range of coverage for the estimated outstanding supply. Do keep in mind that these averages for applications will be relatively high compared to the months to come, given that they have just been released this year. Also a fact to consider is that application rates can be used as an indicator as to where the supply that is being used up is heading, and more importantly, how fast compared to other stickers. As seen from comparing the application data to the price, applications do not necessarily define high general demand, which can be seen for the outliers specifically. Because the general demand does contain investor and crafters demand, application rates only show part of the demand. To me, it seems like the investor demand is definitely higher, which is strongly supported by the overall holo prices, especially during the sale when application rates were behind Antwerp's absolute applications even. In general, crafter demand is to be considered quote-unquote hard demand, where the supply actually decreases, compared to investor demand, where the supply usually decreases temporarily, which of course is worse than a lasting reduction of supply for the long term. When investing in stickers, I do believe investor demand, which is represented partly by the current price, will have to be considered now more than ever with the numbers we see for Paris. However, having underlying application demand will provide kind of a safety net, if you will, for your investments for the reasons we discussed earlier. If prices stabilize around current levels, I'm pretty confident with new skins coming out before Copenhagen, we will see a decent amount of new applications, especially for the more affordable stickers. If we consider Copenhagen stickers will be borderless, we will very likely have significantly decreased application rates for Paris for probably months or years to come that will hurt demand in the long term, which could be very bad news, getting back to my point of relatively low applications so far. Feel free to like the video if it helped you a bit. Thanks to Johnny from the CS Market Forum Discord for providing me with valuable opinions and great expertise regarding the script of this video. Thanks to Biotic for the supply data, and of course, thank you for watching.